it is what we change. What are we doing about inclusion? We do know that government is doing its best. Because the emphasis of this year team is on governance and leadership and inclusion of persons with disability. I am a bit concerned that at present we do not have 5% employment mandatory issue release. I'm also a bit concerned that in all our majority of our House of Assembly and National Assembly, persons with disability are not up to 5%, and this is where decisions are made. We can say, okay, we have one governor, the governor of Imo State, Eno, who is a person with ability, who had also shared his own ordeal rising to that level. But the fact remains that we cannot continue to let things lie low. We must continue to step up conversation. The organization of persons with disability must continue to speak. We must also realize that it is important that persons with disabilities are included in decision making. Without this, we cannot go anywhere. Without the inclusion of, because there's nobody. We say that leaving people behind is a bad thing. So I'm using this to call on the government that beyond the rhetorics, beyond the celebration, what we change is important to us as a member of OPD.
So, Mr. Lighto, if I may quickly come in here, because you're making a point that I don't want us to lose. And for some people, they have highlighted some of what they believe to be solutions to what you just mentioned, especially in terms of inclusion in governance and just job employment. For them, some people will say, look, let's have something like a federal character commission that ensures that, maybe like a disability commission that ensures that those persons with disabilities who will monitor and ensure that they get jobs. Yeah, and maybe 20%, maybe 15%. Some have said, look, let's go the way of what the women are doing, special seats for women. I want to get your thought on how you think that we can move forward in terms of inclusion of persons with disability.
No, we already have National Commission of Persons with Disability that is already there for 5 years. But what we see is that agency is underfunded. And so it is not about monitoring, and the agency is trying, to be honest, but the fact remains that when you are underfunded and what it takes to actually function very well, don't also forget that there's a level of dependency. There's a level, the appointment of person of the executive secretary to that agency is controlled by government. I think what we can do is organization of persons with disability. The media also has a role in ensuring that representation is part of what they are pushing. And thank you for this conversation. Because of me, it is part of the responsibility of the media to hold government accountable, that nobody should be left behind. 37 million people, persons with disability in Nigeria, is not a small population. Governance has to look at their issues. It is beyond tokenism. Yes, I can see, like I would like to share with you, there's now a law that says that we must have at each local government a special advisor to the chairman on disability. The fact remains that most of those who are actually elected. So if you say we should create more commission or whatever, it is not about creating more commissioning. It is empowering the one that is already existing.
Absolutely.
It is ensuring that we follow the law. It is ensuring that we have the strong political will to do what we are supposed to do, not just tokenism, because I've seen a lot of
we do have to leave the conversation there. I think you've made a very critical point in terms of monitoring and evaluation, not just by the media, but the whole of society, because it's everyone's business. Thank you so much for your time. Executive Director, Center for Disability and Inclusion Africa, and policy expert, Yinka Lighto.
Thank you very much.
Well, let's turn to the aviation sector, where the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria has convened industry key players to chart a new course for Nigeria's air cargo sector with a focus on automation, collaboration, and global competitiveness.